I have been studying Korean for about 7 months now, so not too long, but I know all the Hangul, I know the basics, Annyeong, SAO, stuff like that, but I know some of the basic grammar too, but for the most part, what I'm really trying to do now, because I use Rosetta Stone Korean, expensive, but I'm hoping it's worth it because I already do some of the basics, so I'm just trying to basically like become more and more conversational, and so I can become more fluid eventually. And so, like I said, I know all of the alphabet, Hangul, a lot of the grammar and stuff like that. I don't quite know enough vocabulary to make more complex sentences, but like basic sentences like pekopayo, like stuff like that, I can say. But I want to learn a lot more vocab so I can become more fluent, and to also make more complicated sentences and be able to understand it more when people are saying it to me, because what I've noticed is that they speak it so fast. Like the language is spoken so fast that it's hard to keep up with it, and be able to get the little vocab I know and recognize it. So I'm gonna keep going with that. But hopefully before I go, I'll be even better at speaking it. I won't be fluent. I'm 99% sure. I learned it, especially what Rosetta Stone will teach you, because it doesn't use any English except like in between the lessons. But for the most part, it has pictures of everything. So it's like Merle, you see a picture. I'm like, oh, water, picture. So in my mind, I just have to always visualize a glass of water in Merle. But some of the stuff, it's harder to stick with you, but with time you'll get it, and learn it. It's better to visualize. That's why I think Rosetta Stone is popular and successful, because the fact that it uses no English, so you're not doing just taking everything from your language and translating to the other language, which is kind of, it might work for some people, but for some people it might be confusing to try to directly translate, because a lot of the stuff we say in American, oh my god, in English, a lot of stuff we say in English, there's no direct translation in Korean. But then you know, it's always good that there's the easy words like cake, computer, notebook, computer, radio, television, what else is there? Bus, stuff like that. Takchi, takchi, where the words sound the same as they do in English, pretty much. So different, like, maybe a different sound added or a different emphasis, but some of those words, that makes it easy for vocab. In case you're wondering, anyone who's thinking about learning Korean, as I said, I use Rosetta Stone Korean. That's something you pay for. And then I also use free sites too. So I started off with, what's it called? Well, I just looked at the basic vocab online. So that was one of the things I used. And then I used Talk to Me in Korean as well to learn the grammar and some more vocab and stuff like that. So that's a good free one if you don't want to pay for Rosetta Stone. That makes sense. And those are the basic ones that I use, because other than that, I knew, like I said, the basics. So those are the ones that I use as far as it goes. But also, the most important thing is to try and speak it as much as you can with anybody that you can. If you know someone that speaks Korean, good. Perfect practice. If you don't know someone that speaks Korean, you can get a pen pal or something. But what I do is I teach my 2-year-old nephew phrases and things in the meetings so that I can speak it with him. I know, that's torture. What 2-year-old kid wants to be forced to learn another language, let alone he's just learning English, so it's funny. But he enjoys it, he treats it as a game. And plus, we listen to K-pop, so That's one of the good ways to hear some stuff. Even though I've noticed K-pop, a lot of the language, like the Korean language, a lot of that, you're gonna hear the same stuff over and over. Mian, hey, ne, ne. Or, you know, where, did she, where, I know, or stuff like that. Like, you hear that stuff a lot, but it's non-polite. It's more informal. And anybody who knows who speaks Korean or is planning on speaking Korean, you have to have a level of respect and politeness with it. So you have to know the polite form. And for me, that's the most important, is to learn the polite, because I can learn the conversational, like with your friends part after. But the polite form is the most important part. So remember that. Remember to be polite. Find little ways that you like to associate with the word and stuff. Like for me right now, my struggle is natural Korean numbers. The natural Korean number system is difficult. Like, you're probably like, what the hell is that? Well, the one that they use a lot is from the Chinese numbers, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, which is 1 through 10. But, and then even when you go up 80, Sibil, you know, those ones are pretty easy. But they also use pure Korean numbers, which are Han, Tu, Se, Ne, Yorun. See, I can't remember. I gotta go to 4, so I need to work on those numbers.